I was vacationing in London, kicking it big girl style. I had I checked into my hotel and they had upgraded me for free to a suite. I was down the street from Hyde Park, and it was spring of 2008, and I had every reason to feel like I was living my best life, but I was not. There was an anxiety that I felt that I couldn't really identify. And so I was in my hotel and I felt the Spirit of God say to me, like, what do you want from me? Like, what would you have me do? And I answered, it doesn't matter. Like, you're gonna do what you want to do. Like, you're God. So like, why ask me? And then I felt the Spirit of God ask again, what do you want me to do? And I said, to my surprise, if it's possible, I would love for my marriage to be restored. But if it's not possible, then just let me be okay. And then I started to cry. I found my way to an internet cafe in London, and I sent my husband at the time, I sent him a message saying, hey, I'm in London. When I get back to the States, I need to talk with you about something that just happened. So I get back to the States and I tell him what happened when I'm in the hotel and what I'd said. And he says, well, it sounds like you and I are getting back together and you are moving to the Midwest. So he, 2 weeks later, came and got all of my things, and we drove my car to Indianapolis. And the mission was for me to find love for a lifetime, or to hurt a little bit more and be sure of my decision. And so all of my time there in Indianapolis, that's what I was after, was just trying to figure out how to find love for a lifetime. I did not find it. And so when I called time of death on that love project, it was December of 2010, I pushed the reset button on life and I moved to LA for seminary. So I'm here, I'm in LA, and I'm not supposed to be. I thought that I would be, building life with my ex-husband in Indiana. And so I'm trying to lay the tracks as I'm navigating the train, frankly. I literally am having to build as I'm going. So I'm busy and I'm learning all of these new things, and it was kind of exciting, for a minute. But then I had a moment of clarity where I realized that I had been very, very prayerful for years about this, saving this marriage, and that's not what happened. And now I'm in seminary, and I'm training for leadership in the faith of Jesus Christ. And what do I tell people? Like, trust the scriptures, follow God, pray because, it works out. Like, that was not my lived reality. And I had a moment of clarity, and I felt afraid, and I felt anxious about that whole experience. And so I knew enough about my life to not go in my head by myself. One of my favorite therapists told me, don't go up here by yourself, take somebody with you. So I met with one of the Old Testament scholars on campus. And I said to her, I trusted the scriptures. I did what the scriptures said to do. I did not get what they said I was going to get. And now here I am training for leadership in the faith. And I don't know that I can in good conscience leave here and tell people, trust the scriptures. It just didn't feel like it worked. That just did not feel like a message of integrity for me. And so after she stopped laughing, she said, well, the first thing you need to know is that you were never promised love for a lifetime if you follow the scriptures. The scriptures simply say, follow the scriptures. And she said, we live in a transactional culture, which attaches this sort of, if you do this, then you will get that thing to it. So that's what the culture did. And she said, the truth is, we don't have control of other people. We can't control our spouses. We cannot control our children. She said, but if you are looking for a promise of God that you can take to the bank, it is this. She leans into her desk closer to me and she says, lo, I am with you always. And that's not a little thing. Everything in my heart just exploded at that point because I realized that I had been so actively trying to make my experience, sort of the definitive experience, or pour my experience and make it fit what the scripture said. But that was not my reality. But now I'm hearing like, lo, I'm with you always, and that's not a little thing. I'm retracing everything that's happening. I'm going back to that all of that turmoil with me trying to figure out like what to do. Do I terminate this love project? Do I stay? And so now I hear Jesus saying, "Hey, Lex, you staying? You staying? Okay, I'm with you." Or, "Hey, Lex, you leaving? You leaving, Lex? Okay, I'm with you. Lo, I am with you always." And that's not a little thing. That's everything. That is the promise to which I anchor my whole life.